You going, Albert? Yeah, Ashley Hall, I've never been there. And you're turning down here or what, you tits? I don't know. Well, where are we going today? Well, where I came yesterday and found I got the wrong day. I heard a mention on the local radio of the last vehicle exhibition open day thingy at the Leyland Motor Museum. And of course, British Leyland is well known. They made tanks during the war in armoured vehicles, armoured cars. And they've made trucks for many years. Hello, hello. Hello, my son. Hello. Anyway, that's Leyland for you. I think they still make trucks because the girl I used to work with. Oh, bugger, I'm in it wrong lane. Yeah, the girl I used to work with is now working for Leyland Trucks. I thought they're still making them. No idea. I'll put a picture up of a very attractive girl and make hawk jets. Right, thanks for the information. See you again. Oh yeah, you can see at the back it's quite roomy. County ground, it's a football ground. British Commercial Vehicle Museum. Yeah, so as that chap said, it's $6.50 to go around. I went in the entrance foyer yesterday and it's $6.50, but back part there. But this is all free. It would be, wouldn't it? Well, not necessarily, because if this were bloody that show I missed last Sunday, there'd be a bloody barrier out gate with some bugger charging 10 quid or something. Know what I mean? So at least this is free. Have a quick shufty around. Oh, Austin Healy, very nice. How much are they worth? D-Ridge, what's that? 66? Oh, they're not all Leyland then. Thought it might be exclusively Leyland trucks. Forden. Is that an army fire truck? nice, they're painted. Is that done by hand? Is that a Hepcat Harley special? What's that? Lightning. Left-hand drive, I presume it's an American whatever. I know what you're thinking. I know nothing. I don't know anything about cars, I don't know anything about trucks. Thames Trade. I just thought it might be something interesting to film. It's a Leyland? Oh no. Well, Ribble. Oh yeah, Leyland Tiger Cub. Anyway, so that's what they made at the Leyland factory. Which isn't actually here, you know, the factory's to the other end of town. I looked on my map and there's a big circular testing track. Gonna be a long video, this, walking round. Well, you can see it's just a gathering of probably private owners. When it said the final gathering of the year, I assumed it would be a big deal. I suppose it is. For local enthusiasts. I always wondered if they're paid. I mean, what advantage is it to display your vehicle? Do you get paid? Or is it just a thrill of people admiring your stuff? I used to get a crowd round my X4 custom cruiser when I cleaned it up and it was gleaming. It's quite nice to have people taking pictures of your bike, you know, if it's something quite rare and special and shiny. 1953. Flying Dutchman. L-Reg 74-ish, 75. These are big meaty things, aren't they? How would you climb up there? Can't get your leg that high. Must have some little fall down ladders inside. Ah, American. Left-hand drive Mac. Are you into trucks, Sam Smith? (1935) Ford CX-10. Huh. And old sport wheels. I've been reading this, it's 1927. It's Leyland Lioness PLC F, oh no, PLC 1. Ordered by King George V, March 1927, delivered to the palace. She was used to transport servants' luggage. Apparently it sets off on a tour. Well, I wonder, it should set people to Southport. We might get there just in time for Red Arrows at 4 o'clock. Oh, that chap we're talking about, it's a diesel BSA. There needs to be a tax on that, August 15. That's nice, isn't it? Setting the mood. I want some kind of emblem for my front mud guide. Like a flying V. They had some old American, North American cars, a flying V at that Hebden Bridge classic car show, but they wanted a bloody fortune for them. I said, someone should reproduce them. You know, I said, well, they reproduced a little Jaguar. You can buy a little Jaguar for bikes. But they'll do those flying Vs apparently. Anything will do, just a little thing like that. To cut through the air. And for protection I keep scraping the front, that's why I got them plastic things on. Austin 6. They all look so fragile, don't they? A fair bit of weight there. Spokes and cast wishbone. Well, 12 horsepower. 1935. So my bike's got 99 more horsepower than that. Is that a Leyland? Oh, Triumph. I thought there'd be some Leyland cars here. MG, very nice. $1922. 1931 Reynolds. Made by Star Engineering, Wolverhampton. Oh, it's quite roomy at the back now. They're just too me, that could all leg room there. You don't get that in modern cars, do you? Oh yeah, it's just a thing for me. So imagine that with a modern engine in. I don't know why they don't do that. No, it's a novelty. If that had a performance engine in, rather than an old chugger, 12 horsepower again. I think people are buying for the novelty value of driving one of them. I think they would. Any manual wipers? I don't know, it's like a motor that. Unless you just twiddle it now and again with your hand. It's quite roomy at the back, isn't it? There's more room in there than modern cars. Yeah. I was thinking, why not remake these with a modern engine in? That'd be a nice little novelty thing to have. And like I said, more roomy. I can never get my legs in my mum's car. 1922. Yeah, it's a lovely little thing. 12 horsepower. H, E, F, G, H, E, F, G, H. What's that? 71, 1971 E-type. Yeah, nice little gathering. Right, I'll knock it off and go in the museum. By Neville Trust. Right, I wonder if I can film any. Well, this is inside the Leyland Motor Museum. It's very dark, they've painted the bloody windows out black. For some peculiar reason. I suppose it's to stop the paintwork fading and also to add to the atmosphere. Maybe. Very similar to the one in Bury. In fact, it's almost identical because that's on 2 levels as well. Some nice old stuff here though. Horse-drawn tram. Edinburgh. It's so dark, I'm not sure whether the camera will pick any stuff up. I'll have to check when I get home. Nice old thing, isn't it? And if it's borrowed for films. $1938, a bit old for 1938. What damage is that? Oh, 6'6". A little bit higher. $1905. Solid rubber tires on an old steam wagon. But that was a comfy ride. It's got leaf springs on. 1922. Says do not touch them, danger honk them rubber horns. Hey, is anything worn under the kilt? No, it's not worn, it's in perfect condition, hey. That's nice, isn't it, Indian? Guy Motors Limited. What? Feathers in our car. Oh, feathers in our cap. Huh. Hey, 1922. I could let a bit more light in, couldn't I? Could go up on the roof and scrape it off. Or is it? Well, like I said, it's been done on purpose, hasn't it? That adds to the atmosphere. Leyland. Leyland Beaver, I think that's the one I saw. Well, the same one as I saw at the chipping show. I said it was a very nice shape. It is as well, isn't it? I always thought them big lamps would be ideal for the Triumph Rocket 3. Instead of those twin ones, just have a massive one single big lamp on the front. Know what I mean? Yeah. I should have brought a couple of 200 watt bulbs. Model T. So primitive, aren't they? Albion Claymore. Another old Leyland. Leyland Hippo. guess what year is it? 1935. It's in 1935, and yet that horse-drawn thing was 1938. I think that must just be for farmers and things. Probably still made them for carting things around the farm. Maybe where horses could go and rubber tyres couldn't. Like collecting hay or something from the end of the field. Beardmore Cobra. A bit brighter here. Old Ribble bus. Yes, I've done an old, well, it's been there a while on my YouTube channel, a film from 1955 trying to promote the railways, because in the 1950s, like this 1956 coach holidays were just decimating rail travel, and they were losing millions. You know, the new motorways, people were taking to them in coaches. And the film I've uploaded, it's 14 minutes long, it's called The Lancashire Coast. Trying to get people to use the railways, but it all flopped, and Beecham was called in, and he tore up thousands of miles of track and closed hundreds of stations, including the one in my town. Bastard. Not realising, of course, that 50 years on, the bloody roads will be gridlocked. 1870 Bone Shaker. 1927. That's a different picture than that. What's he on about? Oh, still a Leyland though. That's nice, isn't it? Should have got mixed up there. Why not take a picture of this and replace it? Maybe the other one's on loan or something. Look at this, it's a bit heavy duty just to transport the Pope, instead of using some kind of armoured normal vehicle. This old chugger. Well, in 1970, was it? Oh, 1981, date of build 82. 150 horsepower. How heavy was he? Wasn't armoured glass, weren't expecting any assassination attempts, were they? And this is what he drove around in his on his visit to England, Pope John Paul II, that would be, wouldn't it? Oh yeah. What must you have thought? Why you take me in this? Why you take me in this? A normal minivan would have done. Why? Why? Why you take me in this? Bit spice, isn't it? I won't go in. Well, there we are. £6.50. Not bad, but I'm sure the one at Bury is only about £3. £6.50. This was featured on television, or they did a series all about it. And all the old chaps were always arguing with each other, and one stormed off and took his bus with him. Because he was a cinema buff, and he had a room full of old cine cameras and said, that's not relevant to the exhibition. He said, well, you've got me a bus, haven't you? Leave me alone. And he had some kind of bus stop. And he just walked out, and there's, in fact, there's still a big gap at the end there on the bottom row, where his bus used to be. There's that engine. Let's just have a look at this engine. That's the best one here, I think. Must be 1880s, that I bet. And the stairs are a bit precarious. Lovely old thing, that. Look at a lock on the differential, so you can't twiddle with it. Oh, look at this. 151 horsepower. 1965. What's the capacity? So, well, I'm not hanging around to find out. Getting a bit warm with my helmet on. Look how close the valves get to the piston head. Idling speed 400 RPM. Am I missing something? We just, oh no, sorry. Swept volume 8189 cubic centimeters. Really? Only one. 1, 2, 3. 6 cylinder, isn't it? Oh well. So there we are, that's what Leyland produce. Buses, tramcars and very large engines. I just asked the lady at the front, I said I used to work with a girl and both made redundant, and she works at Leyland Trucks. Is it still going? She said yes, but it's DAF Trucks now. Other end of town. I said, oh right. I thought she might be here. She could be a Leyland lady. She's very attractive. These are the Leyland ladies apparently, right back to 1930. Promotional girls. Right, I'll knock it off now. A fine look at this best exhibit, I think. If you're into old stuff like this, just watch Mitchell and Kenyon on YouTube. They've found some old films in Blackburn dating right back to the 1890s of street scenes featuring old horse-drawn vehicles and mill workers with their shawls on. Absolutely fascinating, you know, Mitchell and Kenyon. Take a look if you don't know about them already. I should have a sit down, shouldn't I? I'm cream crackered. Please mind the step. Doesn't say wet paint, does it? Oh dear. Right, well, thanks very much for watching. Leyland Motor Vehicle Museum. £6.50. But a bit too dark. Hope the film comes out alright. Bye for now. How do you do? X11, someone's bought it, have they? Do you know how much that was? Oh, that's not bad. Well, I was looking at condition, it looks perfect. No scratches or nothing. Yeah, I just press that. Press one of them buttons, press that top one. And there's